Welcome, I'm Reverend Stephanie Neal. We are on lesson 10 and we're talking about the sixes, general information. Okay, so the earliest mention of the cards, though we are talking about playing cards, was in 1367 in the city of Bern, Switzerland, in a proclamation banning the use of cards for gambling purposes. The ban did not mention divination, but it did state that these cards were picture books of the devil. So that right there is inferring that that was possibly the beginnings of the major arcana dealing with the pictures. Now, a few years later, in 1376, there was another proclamation in Florence speaking against using cards for gambling, yet it also did not mention divination. Now, the major arcana at this time were called Nahipi or Napi. I'm going to spell those out just in case I'm slaughtering this. It's Nahipi or Naibbe. All right, so in 1377, the major arcana earliest description were written by Friar Johannes von Rheinfelden. The earliest known tarot deck, only consisting of the minor arcana, is named the Hunting Deck of Stoutengard, circa 1420. The oldest description of all 22 cards was discussed or at least named in an anonymous sermon written by a Dominican friar, even though there are people that say that he was maybe he was Franciscan, he was a Franciscan friar, but that's up to debate. And that's where the problem lies sometimes when you're researching. But that was between 1450 and 1480, discouraging people from playing dice and playing games. In English, the sermon was called Sermon of Games with Dice. To the earliest decks that consisted of both the minor, which are the suits, and the major, which are the major arcana, were the Viscati, Stesorzi, or Za decks, created by the Duke of Milan, circa 1440, for an event he was hosting. These were referred to as triumphs or trionfi, I'll spell that, Trionfi cards, referencing a game played that the Italians would play. The Duke of Milan's decks held 4 suits, including numerals 1 through 10, all 4 court cards within each suit, and 22 scenes that belonged to no suit. That sounds like the tarot. So here we have numerals assigned, yet scholars say numerals were not assigned originally. So if they weren't assigned originally, possibly this is when they were assigned. So as you can see, it is somewhat difficult to research the tarot's history and impossible to find its origins. So the first, well, as of now, because as time moves on, you know how things can possibly be discovered. The first time the tarot was mentioned in writing was in 1442, which is the earliest recorded account naming every card were the first mentioned in the D.St. Court of Ferreras ledger books in 1442. So they were just in humble ledger books, and there they were, all spelled out. The cards were eventually called tarocchi, Tarocchi, which is an Italian version of the word tarot. The earliest painted decks are the Cariel, the SD, the Charles VI, and the Visconti decks. So that's a little more history. I mean, you can spend so much time digging in related to the history, and it's really interesting. And you see how there's so many firsts, the first paintings, the first account that it was written, it goes on and on. All right, so sixes. So general observations for the sixes is the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, all show not a single person or animal looks directly at us, as if things are not necessarily what they seem on the surface. And yet that's how I usually interpret that. Any card that the person is looking away, that's on the most part, that's how I interpret that. But I just find that interesting. All four cards, not one creature is looking at us. The second observation is I know some readers interpret the Six of Swords as safe travels, and that's perfectly fine. Yet, how can this be a safe trip? Sitting in a very tiny boat with six swords piercing the bottom of the boat? I don't know. I don't think so. Then the Six of Wands, the interpretation by A.E. Waite. He says, a laureled horseman bears one staff adorned with a laurel crown. Footmen and staves are at his side. Meanings, the card has been so designed that it can cover several significations. On the surface, it is a victor triumphing, but it is also great news, such as might be carried in state by the court's carrier. I know some of these sentences are awkward, but I am only reading what Waite wrote. And I'm sure maybe that's just how they spoke then. Continuing, it is expectation crowned with his own desire, the crown of hope, and so forth. Reversed, apprehension, fear, as of a victorious enemy at the gate, treachery, disloyalty, as of gates being opened to the enemy, also indefinite delay. Okay. Frank Albano, conquest, triumph, good news, advancement, expectation, desires realized as a result of efforts. Mary Packard. Good news, an alliance allows a positive outcome due to combined efforts. Favorable card for achievement of luxurious lifestyle. Reversed. Excessive preoccupation with material things. Dissolution of a partnership of parties with Desperate goals. S.L. McGregor Mathers. Attempt, hope, desire, wish, expectation. Reversed, infidelity, treachery, disloyalty. Stephanie. Victory, enterprise, mental leadership qualities. Good news, victory has already been achieved. Advancements, especially in the arts or sciences. Celebrating achievements. Be proud of yourself. Helpful friends are on their way. Next is the Six of Cups. Wait. Children in an old garden, their cups filled with flowers, or more specifically, their lilies. Meanings, a card of the past and of memories looking back, as for example, on childhood, happiness, enjoyment, but coming rather from the past, things that have vanished. Another reading reverses this, giving new relations, new knowledge, new environment, and then the children are disported in an unfamiliar precinct. Reversed. The future, renewal, that which will come to pass presently. Albano. Memories, past influences, things that have vanished. Childhood past, nostalgia, faded images. Packard. Stability of family relationship or marriage, favorable long-term outlook. Reversed. Repetition of failed relationships, stuck in an emotional rut. Mathers shows either that what precedes it is past, has occurred already, faded, vanished, disappeared. Reversed. What is going to happen? The future, that which is to come, shortly, soon. And I know some of these interpretations can be a little redundant at times because many of these are really the same concept. Neil, pleasure, generosity, new friend, gift from an admirer, new surroundings, new opportunities, possible inheritance, living in the past, return to an old job. A past life bond is recognized. Innocence, connecting with others brings strength. Gift giving, learning how to receive. The Six of Swords. Wait. A ferryman carrying passengers in his punt to the further shore. The course is smooth, and seeing that the freight is light, it may be noted that the work is not beyond his strength. Meanings: journey by water, route, and I know some people call it route, a way, envoy, commissionary, expedient, reversed, declaration, confession, publicity. One account says that it is a proposal of love. Albano. A trip or journey, headstrong, attempts to overcome difficulties, expedient manner, success after anxiety. Packard. Balance, harmony, compromise, so as not to rock the boat. Reversed, lack of will, surrender. Mathers, envoy, messenger, voyage, travel. Once again, they're both the same. Reversed, declaration, love proposed, revelation, surprise. Neil, science, escape, relief, possible journey, smooth waters, sorrow is diminishing, harmony will return, safe travels, and I, of course, added, or unsafe travels, time to leave an unhealthy situation or activity, send another qualified person in your stead, be aware of your surroundings. Six of Pentacles, wait. A person in the guise of a merchant weighs money in a pair of scales and distributes it to the needy and distressed. It is a testimony to his own success in life, as well as his goodness of heart. Meanings: presence, gratification, another. No, wait a minute. What another account says: attention, vigilance, now is the accepted time. Present, prosperity. Reversed, desire, envy, jealousy, illusion. Albano, generosity, charity, kindness, gratification, gifts, material gain. Packard, favorable for material success, suggests a clear path with few obstacles. Reversed, profligate spending, lack of savings. Mathers, presence, gratification. Reversed, ambition, desire, passion, aim, longing. Neil, success, giving, generosity, balance, being aware of others' needs, learning how to receive, sharing from abundance, charity, requesting help, investing in others is investing in the future, rescuer, fairness. Now, our approach for this week is reading for your day. All right, so reading for your day is just what it says. Every day, select 5 cards, interpreting intuitively in broad strokes what the general message is conveying to you. Some days the meaning is very clear in the morning as you first read your cards, and sometimes they become supportive to your plans during the day. Then there are times that everything becomes clear at the end of the day. Glossary. The Steele manuscript. Now, when they ever say the Steele manuscript, they're referring to Robert Steele manuscript. It's said to be the oldest literary tarot reference. So in other words, he is writing about what we already discussed earlier, the sermon. So he has that manuscript, and it resides in the Cincinnati Museum of Art. These 22 cards are described by the friar, where he lists the cards in order. which sounds interesting again because that's inferring again that in fact numerals were assigned to them. All right, so there you have it. Have a wonderful day and blessed be.